for this little session. But if we could have a look at or just at least talk about your characters, that'd be cool.
Oh, like right now?
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead, Cody?
Oh,
It
okay.
looks like Ramba has included a Google doc of his character sheet. This is the Excel document, so we can access it.
So you can look at it, see about it. I still am not crazy about using letters that just correspond to a dice when you can just go straight to the dice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so, I mean, I don't know how to like share my character sheet, but so my character is Izzy. I mean, she goes by basically her full name is Isabella Haggard, but she goes by basically anything Isabella. Izzy is Haggard Hags. And her shtick is a demolition expert who's at her happiest when she's just blowing something up.
Nice. All right. And is she, what nationality is she?
She's American in the U.S. Army.
Okay. Does she have a rank?
Corporal. Somehow.
Did you use archetype or did you use life path? For that?
I archetyped.
Cool.
I figured that would just be easier because it's more direct for creating characters. I might do life path at some point, but just to do something I'm familiar with.
I would suggest you do it for the old school experience because you might get like a 45-year-old man, especially being a professor, and now he's just conscripted as a private in a war that's over his head, which is hilarious.
Yeah. So when I did a character, I'm just using a test of the life path. It's kind of the same thing. I ended up with a 40-year-old. He was a science whiz out of high school, but they ended up like a combat engineer, 40 years old. So thanks, Cody. That's cool.
You're welcome.
Ramba, how about we go to you, Ramba? You got
Yeah,
cool character.
a guy named Izzy Katzman. He basically started out. I did the life path system, so he started out as a street urchin. That's sort of a rough childhood thing, which is a street kid. Yeah. Able to, since it's basically you set C's for everything, able to bump the intelligence and empathy up so that he actually went to college in the liberal arts.
Cool.
And became a manager, but then went back to college. And then when he went back to being a manager, the war started.
So he was
Jewish Oblast, so he's Soviet Jewish. So I'm guessing, since the way the languages work, he'll just speak Russian.
Yeah, we'll have to. Well, we could probably throw a bit of like slightly conversational or like mediocre English.
Yeah, pitching. Yeah, it'll be.
Yeah, he's pretty educated.
Yeah, basically, he's got high persuasion, which is in the sheet it was originally written as a manipulation, and then I just gave him basically a Soviet rifle and all that.
Cool.
His command is a D6, so unless someone has it higher, that should be it.
Cool.
Also was able to get the minimum rolls for aging, so he's 25.
Wow, nice. All right, so let's see, we got. Oh, hey, Canuck has joined us too. Hey, we got another player, Canuck?
Can't hear him. His mic lit up, but he was.
Yeah, just having a hard time. We can't hear you at all, Canuck. So.
Because it used the virtual speaker from Steam. Yeah, now you can be able to hear me.
We can. Hey, welcome. So, Canuck, thanks for coming this morning. So I was just telling these guys we're just going to kind of do a test run of the rules and see how it sits, but we're just kind of going through characters right now. And have you played at all online with Ramba, Mecha Pants, Guest Informant, or Cody?
No, I haven't.
I haven't played.
Cool. Well, welcome.
For the first time.
Yeah. I know a couple of these guys, Cody and Ramba, from earlier Aliens role-playing game campaign we were in, but this is my first time GMing Twilight 2000 and the new rules. I guess there's only a few probably that have the new rules anyways, but should be interesting. So we're just going through the characters. Cody had introduced. Sorry.
Mhm.
So yeah.
I was
Oh, you
gonna
might
say
have
that
heard some of that.
the rules is interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I missed the last part of what you said there.
Yeah, just saying is the way they changed the rules between Twilight versions is interesting, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's pretty similar. I mean, obviously the setting and everything is slightly tweaked, just the history and the lead up to the war, but it's pretty cool. So Canuck, Cody had introduced his character named Isabella Haggard. She goes by Izzy or Hag. She's a U.S. corporal, likes to blow things up. And then Ramba introduced his character, a 25-year-old from the ex-Soviet Republic. Is that right? Or he was a Soviet citizen?
In the Soviet Union out in Siberia, which is the Jewish Autonomous Oblast.
Cool.
So basically like, oh yeah, sure, I'll make a Izzy a Katzman.
Nice. And then we're going to go to Jake R, which I'm not sure was that
That's not me.
or is that...
Guess
Cool.
It's guest informant. Yeah, hold on. So I made Jake Ramsey, Army Special Forces, 35 years old. He's got a sniper rifle and a pistol. Grew up a street kid, just entered the Army and went through the thing.
Awesome. Special Forces guy. Cool. And so this is guest informant, but your character's name is Jake Ramsey, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. And one thing might be helpful too, just so for my old brain, if you like what Ramba and Cody have done in Roll20, if you put your character's name first and then in brackets put your your handle for Discord, then,
sure,
then I can make sure I'm talking to the right person. It's cool. And you guys, if you haven't done that, it's over in the settings tab in Roll20 at the top. Display name. Okay, so we got a stone cold killer, Jake Ramsey. You said sniper rifle?
Yep.
Nice. Reach out and touch. And then who else we got here?
I'll keep you covered in close range. I have a shotgun.
Yeah. Yeah, we have to, I'd like to hear about the shotgun you started up. But let's first go to Mecha Pants.
I'm bringing in a Dr. Kowalski. I haven't given him a first name yet. He is an archetype medic, so he's probably in his mid-40s. He's civilian, but got conscripted. So he's a Polish national.
Cool.
So he has the AKM and kind of tear steel helmet and so on and so forth.
Awesome. This was. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was pausing to come up with my next thought.
I'll do that a lot. So that's cool. So he's like his 40s or something. This was an archetype you used, right? Cool.
Yeah, I used just the archetype medic. It doesn't have a lot of detail, so I'm just kind of
nice.
It. He is D command, I believe. I'll consult my sheet. No, actually, I traded command off for driving. So he is D driving.
Okay. Cool. And so we have, so I think that's it, right?
Everybody who's in the game, yeah.
Yeah, in Roll20. Are we missing one?
Yeah, cannot.
Yeah, I can't turn the Roll20 link you sent yesterday. Should have tried it ahead of time.
Oh, okay. Did you say you don't have the link, or do you want me to send it to you?
No, I have the link, but it doesn't work.
Oh, crap. Okay, do you want me to, I'll try and send it again to you. Let's see. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, I sent you, Kanak, I sent you a link again.
Got it. There it is.
See if that one works. Ah, I see you. Nice. Cool. So, let's see. And then, Kanak, maybe, did you do a character too?
I've got life path 1 that I've got mostly set up, with a couple exceptions in that I don't have the equipment finalized yet. But
Okay, that's cool.
I rolled up Jim Goodine. Well, he's from Canada, as you might have guessed from all of my naming throughout all of that.
Canuck, oh, that big is.
What a surprise! Anyway, so he grew up, sort of a military family. His dad was in the forces. His mom worked in the forces as a nurse. So it was sort of inevitable after he exited high school. I'm not going to comment on whether he passed or not. He decided to join up with the forces. He joined up as combat arms, and he was really gunning for heavy weapons, and he became a machine gunner right off the bat. He became a rifleman first, then he came back for a second term, became a machine gunner, and then he came back for a third term. But he didn't do so well, and he figured, maybe being a frontline grunt is not for me. And he said, time to get me educated. And he went to college for a liberal arts term, and then war broke out. And then he tried to get back to his original unit, but he got assigned as a forager, so life has not gone so well for him since. But,
a question, where is he from? Is he an Anglo from Quebec?
No, he's from Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia.
Right on. Okay. So, and he's trained in infantry, but he's Canadian soldier, American. Did he
Canadian.
Okay, Canadian, cool.
But functionally American, since there's no rules for Canadians.
Yeah. Similar gear, anyways.
You can just say Canadians get the bilingual talent for free. You have to respect the French speakers here, okay?
Yeah, there's a chance. Nova Scotians, I'm Canadian too, but I'm not sure how Nova Scotians take to the French language overall.
Not very well.
I'm also Canadian.
Oh yeah?
Well,
Who was that?
It's like a national law about how you have to have those two languages, although when you get to Quebec, English is always with the most smallest text or not existent at all.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, it depends what region in Canada you grew up in. It was just slightly off topic, but where I grew up in Alberta, where French seemed like it was verboten, my dad, he was totally against the French language. He's a bit of an old stodgy guy, but they didn't even have to teach us French where I grew up. But in out here in BC, French is required. So it's interesting to hear about Nova Scotia.
I'm in BC as well.
Is that guest informant?
Yeah.
Hey, that's cool. Neighbors.
Yeah, I'm personally from New Brunswick, which is really funny because it's the bilingual province, and I don't speak French, so I would imagine that good old Jim Goodine here does not speak French.
Okay, does he get?
My dad's francophone, and I don't speak French.
Big question: Leafs or Habs?
What's that?
The question is for Jim: Is he a Leafs or Habs fan?
He's from the Maritimes, so weirdly enough, he's a Bruins fan.
Awesome.
Sounds like there needs to be a Twilight 2000 Canadian Commando game.
That's right. Well, I was surprised there's actually 3 Canadians on the game. That's hilarious. Okay, cool. So that's neat. So Jim Godine, he's essentially infantry soldier. But during the war, you said in the life path, it sort of given you the scrounger. You rolled for scrounging as an extra skill or specialty.
No, so specialties I got mountaineer from the military kid, rifleman, and machine gunner, and then the at war career was forager.
Oh, forager, right, cool. Okay, awesome. So we've got the Nova Scotian Canadian. We've got the Polish medic, Doctor. Was it Kowalski or
Kowalski. See, I'll put it in
Kowalski?
the chat.
Cool. And Jake Ramsey, the Special Forces sniper. And Izzy a Katzman? Is that right?
I'm guessing is going to be the group leader because he's the only one with command, isn't he?
Yep.
I think we might have another one. Isabella. Is that right, Cody?
Izzy does not have command.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Izzy is the group leader. As far as rank goes, right?
Izzy?
Yeah, basically that's just Joseph.
Oh, cool. So you have some command of the English language, enough that these guys can understand you. So that's cool. So and then Isabella, the U.S. corporal. So you were saying, Cody, that you had sort of statted up a Spaz 15 shotgun.
Sure did.
Right? Is that a semi-automatic?
Semi-automatic or pump, but in this case, I statted as if it was semi-auto.
And so did you basically use the statistics for the shotgun?
Yeah, what I did was I combined, because it's a semi-shotgun, but it's not a rifle, I combined stats from the 870 and one of the pistols, and then I just took the mag capacity from the Spaz 15 from Infantry Weapons of the World.
Cool. That's nice. So what is the mag capacity for that?
From Infantry Weapons, it was 10.
Oh, wow. Crazy. That's cool. Spaz 15.
I can send you the stats after the game if you want.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. So I thought I would just start. Does anyone have any questions? Oh, and also I should mention to Kanak, I think you joined last, was that Cody is recording the session for his own personal YouTube channel. So if you have any issues with that, just let us know and we'll figure something else out.
That's fine. I'll try to say something funny.
Hey, that was funny. Perfect.
Yeah, you're on your way.
Okay, cool. Alberta, Canada's Texas. That's what Ramba just typed in the chat. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so I thought I would just kind of get right into the action first. We'll test out some of the rules. Start medias res, right into the shit, and then we can kind of explore out from there.
You mean starting at like that? Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was saying you mean starting at like that scene in Solo. We'll have you flying in no time, and then he's getting launched in the air by an explosion. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, more or less. But I should also then ask you guys about tokens. Do you care if I just use like temporary tokens for you, or do you
I have
have
my own
specific
character
tokens?
art, but I don't know how to put it in.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
You could email it to me or send it through Discord, and I could probably grab it. It would take just a little bit to get it sorted out, but if you guys would prefer that, we can do that.
Yeah, let me. What are these messages in Discord? Beanie Res. Yeah, Indiana Jones definitely.
Oh, what's our unit morale going to be? I think we need buddies as well.
Yeah, feel
our
free
unit
to.
Unit morale is a D6.
So that you get to add that to your own. Yeah, whenever you need to make a morale roll, you get to add a D6.
Okay. And are we going to pair off buddies
Good
for this
question.
round or not?
You can, yeah. Feel free to select somebody as your buddy and talk it over with that person. I'm just gonna try and get some of these tokens in here real quick. All right. Okay, I got yours, Cody. I'll just upload that into Roll20 and we can
Okay.
get that rolling. Okay, let's see. Wow, your token is 5 megabytes.
Well, it is 400 by 4 or 4,000 by 4,000. So
I'm gonna just make it a little smaller. Let's see. Oh, that's good. Okay. All right, so everyone else is good with whatever random token we use
Yeah,
for you?
fine.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So right now you guys should be able to see the Poland map.
yep.
Yep.
That's a pretty cool map. This game has a nice sort of travel exploration
Yeah,
mechanic, kind of like the
world map of this.
original versions. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm kind of interested too in seeing how that whole Sweden area of operations works out. Looks interesting. But I thought we'd just kind of stick to some of the basics. For now, we won't do any traveling today, anyways. Let's see. So I'm just gonna set up a little situation here.
By the way, you guys are not able to hear my squeaky ass chair, are you?
I heard something, but
I swear to you, it's like the slightest or most abrupt motions just sets the damn thing off. So, so yeah, I marked Jim as Izzy's buddy. So,
okay, cool.
Perfect. Right back at you, buddy.
Okay, so just bear with me, guys. I'm just gonna set up a little locale here.
have you seen some of the maps I've made for using Dungeon Draft, John?
Yeah, those look nice.
Probably going to be using that for Alien as well, but I would highly recommend it.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
So.
It's pretty easy to learn it.
Oh my god, yeah.
Nice.
It's one of the easiest like map making tools I've ever used.
Oh, wow.
It's only $20 in early access. I don't know what the Canadian conversion is, but
Yeah, that sounds pretty reasonable.
yeah, I'll send you a
I've been
link to it
using
after
that.
the game.
Cool. Yeah, I've been using Dungeon Scrawl, basically that free browser-based one.
Yeah, I was using Dungeon Scrawl for ships and bases in Alien, but not for like I stopped using it for. I needed natural terrains and Dungeon
Gotcha.
Draft, or not Dungeon Draft. Dungeon Scrawl doesn't let you do that, so.
Oh, I think there's also the unrelated to mapping. There's party gear that we have to pick out.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let me pull up that page.
And if you guys notice, I don't think I put any gear in the modifiers. I added some tables and stuff into the handout sections. You should be able to see those tables as far as there's some weapons, there's weapons lists, and some other things, modifiers, etc.
Where do I set my avatar in Roll20?
You can't because we don't have character sheets.
No, he meant your actual Roll20 avatar. You're going to go out into the main Roll20 page, and then you go into options.
Okay.
Yeah, in terms of group gear,
Page 18.
yeah, it'd be convenient for me if we got, in terms of any grenade or rocket launcher, including D3 reloads, because I have one rocket loaded and none in reserve.
I'm trading in heavy weapons, so it would be good if we could get a rocket launcher.
Well, I have a dragon with one missile in it, so.
Cool.
So I guess, depending on how many rockets we get or missiles.
The other option there would be to get D6 reloads for any weapon.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
That is a good call.
Having another heavy rocket launcher is kind of nice to have another person who's trained in it. But having more ammo for the one we have, potentially.
Absolutely.
More of that would be.
So we get like 5 things from here, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm okay with whatever.
How about, so there, it says choose some gear for the group at whole. Pick a number of items equal to the number of PCs. So how about like one person chooses each thing?
Sure.
So I'll pick the.
Is it-
What now?
Does anyone have drive?
I do.
Have
No.
what, sorry?
Not great.
What's your agility? Because you roll 2 things: your stat and then your skill.
I am B and D, respectively, for driving, or for agility and driving.
And a
Son of a
D8.
bitch. Well, there's only one additional rocket. But still, 2 is better than 1.
Because I'm thinking, let's get a dirt bike so that someone can just go ahead of the group to check it out. I also am thinking of the there's in basic toolkit.
Couldn't we? Oh, I guess we should roll for a vehicle first to find out.
Yeah.
Find out if we have a vehicle, because if we've got like, a decent vehicle, I don't know, an APC or a Humvee or a Jeep or something, then we don't need the tank. We don't need the dirt bike as much.
That's true.
Yeah. So who is? Let's see here. Add the number of PCs in the group. So roll a 2d6. Who feels like they can roll high?
I'm feeling good today.
Roll it.
Give her.
Plus the number of PCs. So there's what, 5 of us? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. We get a Jeep.
That's not bad.
So either it's an American vehicle or a Yorago.
It would be convenient if we had one of the Humvees with a tow missile on it. I mean, assuming you're able to.
Okay, guys. Here's the big problem. Now we're gonna have to take a 66 liters of any fuel in jerry cans.
Oh yeah.
It comes with a half a gallon or half a tank of gas.
Yeah, but we're gonna need more fuel.
What if we take what is it, the deuce and a half that'll run on any fuel? I mean, I guess it does say that they've all been converted to alcohol, so never mind. Ignore me.
No, it's not that. It's that fuel is really, really important. Like, unless we can get to a village, it can be a local distiller to give us some of that alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should take a fuel.
What kind of vehicle are we taking?
Like a Humvee, I guess.
I don't know. Humvees are big and awkward and fuel hungry.
Yeah, you said Jeep, right? A little bit different than.
It could be a Jeep, a UAZ. Depends on what the Polish military was using at the time, or the locals.
Locals would have UAZs. Or there's like a weird Polish almost Jeep that's not a US.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the UAZ 469.
What page is that on?
Yeah, that sounds good.
This is what it is. It could fit a lot of people, so we're good.
Oh, perfect. Does it have a mount for a machine gun, or do you think we could say that we jury-rigged one? Or we could roll for it, I guess.
Yeah, roll for
I
it.
do have improvised mechanics, which means I can set up IEDs and all that. I think I can set up a machine gun, but we're probably going to need to use one of our group gears to say we have a light machine gun with one ammo.
Oh, I have a light machine gun.
Don't you want to carry that around?
Yeah, why not? You know, I'll regret it later, but that's the point of a trial session of this game.
Yeah.
Those are the four I can think of we're calling so far. Anything else?
I've got binoculars already.
Yeah, skip the binoculars. D6 rations of food and clean water.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry for lousing up the reload roll. At least, 2 missiles.
I assume I have like the AK-74 probably has enough commonality here. It is that I have at least a second reload for it.
For what, the rocket launcher?
No, my AK.
Oh.
All right, that looks good to
I
me.
have 3 for my AKM.
4 for my shotgun.
I noticed in the book there's some discrepancy for the sniper rifle. In the description, it says it has a 5 magazine, and then in the list it says 20. I'm assuming 5 is probably correct.
Yeah, most likely. Let me make a note of that. Which sniper rifle is it?
Sorry, let's see here. The M21.
Well, that does have a 20-round box mag in reality.
Oh,
I'm sure
okay.
you could get a 5-round mag, but that one does have a 20-round mag. I think in the description it's wrong, but in the stats it's correct.
Okay.
Or in the weapons list, there's the statistical weapon list. But in the description, I did notice that it seemed.
Yeah, the card.
That's
That's
item number 6 on my list.
It looks like the M21 is just a straight stack copy over from the M48-3, when the M21 should have a 20-round box.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right.
And it should probably potentially have a somewhat higher rate of fire since it is semi-automatic rather than bolt action.
Yeah.
But
It does in the list on the next page. It has a 2 rate of fire.
yeah,
Oh, good. It's got the correct stats.
so the list is right, but the item card is not.
Yeah.
Just like Alien.
Okay.
I rolled a 6 on my ammo for my LMG, but I'm starting to think that I might be encumbered if I carry that much ammo around.
We have a UAZ. We're good.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, I guess I could just leave, a couple boxes in there.
Just hope someone doesn't try to cook the ammunition by throwing a Molotov at him or be fine.
I don't think I'm going to use them. I do have 6 fragmentation grenades if anybody needs some grenades.
Debs. That's Izzy's religion grenades.
So I'm taking with these check marks, we automatically get all these things in the combat arms thing. So D6 hand grenades, personal med kit, and backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So good. I'm switching to 9.4 bayonet because it's the same thing. Flak jacket and helmet.
It doesn't specify which helmet. I assume it's probably a steel helmet.
If you're
Keep it like
U.S.
Kevlar.
forces, I think you get the Kevlar helmet.
Yeah.
U.S. forces should get that Kevlar helmet, I think.
Yeah, that's what I gave Izzy, because if it doesn't specify, I might as well just take that.
That's what I took, yeah.
I have a steel helmet.
Yeah, knowing Canadian supply issues, I took a steel helmet.
Okay, cool. Page 117 has our UAZ.
Awesome.
Page 117, you said?
Yep, on the
Cool.
player book.
Cool.
Alrighty. Let's check in here. Weapon situation. Okay.
Did we roll for the food and water rations yet?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't believe we did.
Nope.
I'll roll for food.
Cool.
I'll roll for our water.
5.
Nice.
Okay, good. That's good. And now we have to roll for fuel. So for a D66 roll, does it just say you roll 2D6, or should we just roll a straight D66?
Straight D66, that's my call, but ultimately GM's.
Well, the reason is this 2D6 should be a lot better because your minimum is going to be 11 instead of
That is true.
Plus, there's no such thing as like a D66 dice for unless you're buying one of those specialty dice.
Oh, sweet.
Oh snap! 65.
Very nice.
Nice, it's crazy.
All right, so, yeah. So as soon as you guys got your rations and water stuff, then we can maybe start this.
I think I am ready.
I think I'm ready.
Let's get in it to win it.
Or at least to not die.
Right.
I don't know. I'm a 39-year-old humping a machine gun. I think I'm going to die pretty quickly.
Well, we'll see. This game can be lethal. So
I am a D strength medic. I am probably gonna die.
Oh, I can't wait for
What-
you to have to haul me out of combat.
what's
No,
your
no.
hit capacity?
Or
4, I believe.
That's not so.
if you have D rating, it's a D6.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see.
So, thought I would just throw you right into the shit, and we'll have a. In this situation, this is before. Let's say we're going to go back and.
I have a quick question.
Before you got your.
Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah. That's okay.
How are we going to track initiative? Like,
Oh yeah, I thought I was looking into the dealing of the cards, and I don't know if I got that exactly correct, but you can try that. Actually, maybe we'll just try that right now.
yeah, because I'm thinking of the initiative tracker and all that stuff.
You can
Yeah,
actually
so-
add in like the initiative tracker, so no worries about that. You just go click on the bottom, and then you can just add in like our numbers and all.
Oh, I see the
Yeah.
cards draw thing.
Yeah, we could just roll a d10 too each, and then we could put it in there, and I'll just mediate any differences
Okay.
or ties.
Yeah,
I'm not
or,
sure.
or like an alien, it's like a case of whoever was the first one to roll that result goes.
Mhm.
I think I can't be certain, but I think in the Roll20 turn order thing, in the options, you can just randomize the order of everyone on there. So
Yeah,
you can add all of the tokens, and then I think you can just click randomize.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Awesome. Let me go try that real quick. So this situation, it's gonna be without your Jeep, and you all have your basic loads on you with with very little extra, and you find yourselves in the middle of an ambush. You were in the back of a covered hay wagon, hitching a ride with a local civilian, and the rhythmic motion of the wagon had lulled most of you to sleep, if not just dozing, when there was the eruption of gunfire, automatic weapons, screaming horses. The horse pulling your wagon panicked when it was wounded and lurched into the ditch, tipping your entire wagon over and launching you all into the bushes. The lead wagon was shot up, and you can hear screaming horses and all kinds of carnage. Man, yeah, this was just a 3-person wagon train you guys had hitched a ride on. So I'm going to bring you guys over to this page, and we'll kick it off from there. First, I'm going to just move some of these tokens. Okay. So the portion of the map we're looking at is up here in the sort of center top. You can see your tokens. Mr. Eric, can you guys spot these tokens?
Yep.
No one can see anything?
No, I can
Oh,
see.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I've given you control over your own individual token. So hopefully that you can select it and move it. Let me know if you can. Jake and Jim, can you guys grab yours? Okay, good. Okay, so your wagon is now upside down in between you and what you think is the enemy. So the wagon is here. One of these hexes is about 10 meters. If you use the measure tool, you can see range. And you guys are you can all four of you can fit into a hex, obviously, if it's 10 meters across. All five of you can fit in there. I just kind of scattered you around so you can see the characters, see your tokens. And at the start of this round, with the gunfire just having eased off for a second, you know that you haven't spotted any enemies since you're all slightly caught unawares. But the enemies, the rounds you're hearing firing are coming from over to the west. I'm sorry, to the east of you. And like essentially up on this high ground to the east. You can hear some, the shooting has died down a little bit. The driver of your wagon lies dead, half underneath the wagon. This old guy who'd been fairly kind to you. And you hear some whooping and hollering and Polish, sort of like victory shouts from up across the road. Woohoo!
What?
So, yeah. Okay, this is cool. So you're saying, Izzy, you're just reading your thing in the chat. Cut things to initiative track. Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna just try this initiative tracker. So you guys, I think, can add yourselves to the initiative by selecting your token. I think I can do that too.
Unless there's a specific macro set up for that, you're going to have to do it because I know there's
Sounds good.
command, not off the top of my head.
Cool. I'm just gonna do that.
What's interesting is I'm actually able to move Jim's token.
Yeah, I could for some reason.
Did you just delete mine?
No,
Yep.
I accidentally moved it. I think I accidentally moved it to the the GM layer. Sorry about that.
Oh.
Not around, yeah.
And so are we going
Teleported to another reality.
Are we going to roll like a D10 or D12?
Yeah, let me first try if I can randomize this. Let's see. I don't see that in the turn order settings.
I thought there was. I know that there's sort, so I thought I saw it randomized, but I guess not.
You can sort for sure, descending, ascending. So instead, everyone just roll a D10, and then if there's any ties, we'll compare agility. Whoever's got the higher agility
All right.
can go first. Jake's got a 5. Jake's got a 4. Kowalski Doc has got an 8.
Yeah, I'm going to send it on to the thing. We're on table 1, so I'll show you the command I use.
Okay, cool.
This will automatically put it in the tracker once you roll it.
Nice. Izzy, would you roll a 6?
Yeah, I got a
Yeah.
6.
Okay, that's everybody. I'll roll for the bad guys. Oh, how about that? Okay. And then descending. No, right. Ascending. So Catsman's first.
Oh, great! I need to see. I need to see what I can do with either because I have both recon and command, and I want to see if command works as I think it does in the other RPG system, or if I want to do recon to try to find who's shooting at us.
Yeah. So recon will definitely allow you to search for where the enemies are.
Yeah, I am going to do that. I'm going to roll recon, so let me just do that.
Okay.
No successes.
You're gonna push.
Sure. What does the push do?
So push will allow you to re-roll any dice that weren't already a 1. You didn't roll a 1, so you can just re-roll both dice. I think. But this will give you 1 stress
Yeah.
If you fail,
if you fail. Right. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
well,
an
I have
interesting
6
roll.
stress.
6 stress.
Capacity.
Yeah, that's really cool.
How do you keep tabs on your stress?
On the PDF, there's a room for
Well,
it.
I know the stress capacity, but I'm wondering if it's like.
You can just edit
Oh,
your
right,
token.
yeah.
You go in. I set red as my health, and blue as my stress. So
That's cool. Yeah, on that little token.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah,
you got a
sure.
success. So as you
Oh wait.
you're peeking out from under some, you're partway up the slope a little bit, so you have a bit of a height advantage. But you're amongst some trees and peering through the foliage of the bigger trees between you and the enemy. You spot enemy soldiers up on the hill across the way from you. You see 2. You see the smoke. First thing you saw was smoke from their recent automatic weapons discharge. And you also hear, though, you see one of them gesturing to someone farther towards you. So there's someone, you guess, between you and them on the low ground. That's what your recon reveals.
yeah.
And from you,
I'm gonna let the
it's
group
about 100
know
yards.
Yeah, in broken English, like there's a couple of people there. Suppress fire, please. Please suppress fire.
Okay, so that is I forget if recon, what kind of action is, fast or slow. I imagine it's a fast action too.
Is it? I mean, let's see here. He's used skill a slow action. They really need to get. That's going to be one of those things they'll need to fix for next. Yeah, we'll just say it is a slow action.
Yeah, I think they actually say in the manual, but good question.
I would think it would be a slow action because you're taking the time to look. You're not just
Yeah,
you know.
I mean,
glancing.
it's
Yeah.
a new roll, and they just need to have that written down on slow actions. That anything else, like a use skill roll, would be a slow action. That way,
Yeah. Yeah, and now, so you did your slow action, but you can also have a fast action, because a free action is to shout a few words, like if you're shouting, direction and suppression.
Yeah. What I'm going to do is seek cover. So I'm going to go ahead and hide behind this tree.
Nice. Okay, that's easy
Not a
peasy.
bush, a tree.
No problem. So you got some cover, pretty solid looking tree. Okay, that's your turn. So Jake.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull out my sniper rifle
Okay.
and take cover somewhere where I can try to get a beat on them.
Okay, so you're sort of closest to the enemy, but there's some big trees. You're in this area. There's 2 or 3 big tree trunks and some underbrush. So you feel like you've got good concealment.
Okay.
So your sniper rifle was already at hand, and you're going to take cover as a fast action. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
And
then
and you get a slow action as well.
So, all right. So, can I see them or
He indicated direction. You
should I roll recon to?
Yeah, I
check
think
them?
you should probably roll recon too. I mean, you have the general idea. So I'll give you a +1. So you can take your highest dice and step it up to the next highest dice to give you an advantage.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
about to suggest the advantage roll because I looked at it. I'm like, oh, okay, that's good.
So you probably already have a high, or maybe not as high, int or amp.
Yeah, I
But
got 2 Bs, so I'll do an A and a B.
Cool.
2 successes.
Oh my god.
And those are actually, if you roll a 10, or higher, that's
Oh yeah,
a
so it's 3.
extra, right? So
Yeah, so it's 3. Yeah.
So you see these two guys on the hill, but you also spot a third combatant on the low ground. Right here, walking through this sort of these are smaller orchard type trees in your direction. And his rifles that he's got an AKM in his arms, and he's laughing, and he's talking to someone who you can't see, and he's facing to the northeast. He's gesturing to the road, but he's laughing and smiling and talking to his right, and he's just snapped in a new magazine.
All right, I'm
So I
gonna
think that's
yell to the others.
okay.
I'm gonna yell and try to indicate that there's some people on the low ground down here.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So that's your observation and your movement. Eventually, you sought cover, right? So that's your turn.
Yeah.
Okay, Izzy. So there's been a few things going on. You heard Izzy or Yosef indicate direction and ask for suppression. Jake also shouted out a couple quick words about someone on the low ground not far away.
Okay. Can I run here and then be able to shoot this guy?
Well, let's see. You can run 2 hexes without any mobility roll, I think it said. So 20 meters, no problem. But if you want to run extra hexes, you have to make a mobility roll.
Okay, let me check. So I don't have mobility. I only have a D10. So is there cover here?
But before there is cover on the low ground. If you were to run in this direction, you whoops. Sorry, I got the wrong thing there. If you were to run in this direction, you would have some cover from this guy on the low ground, but you would be exposing yourself to the gunman on the high ground.
Oh, the gunman up here?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be concealed by this rock?
Once you got to the rock, you would be. But in this stretch in between the rock and where you are now, you'd be in the open. You'd go up onto the tarmac.
Can I just run here as an action?
You can with a mobility roll.
Okay. So.
But just so you know, if one of those men up on the hillside has Overwatch, they would get to take a shot at you.
Okay.
In the interim.
So, is there anywhere where I can seek cover, like in the forest or anywhere that the Overwatch guys can't hit me?
As soon as you step out onto this road, if either of those men have Overwatch, they'll get a shot at you, just because you're going out into the wide open.
Okay.
But once you get across the road, if you were to go straight south, then, if you were to run right to this, there's lots of cover here in this rock pile and beyond, and there's some concealment in these bushes by the side of the road.
Would I be able to shoot this dude if I were to move here?
Yeah, he'd be obscured. It'd be just he's walking through an orchard. But if you pop up from the cover you're in, and you could shoot at him right where you are.
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Since Jake just indicated direction, and now the rest of you know where these targets are now.
Okay, let me check actions. So, they don't have. Oh wait, on. Let me. So throw. Does a grenade count as throw a weapon?
Yes.
Okay. And then so, in that case, I will aim, and then what's the bonus for aiming?
Are you? What's your action? You're trying to throw a grenade?
No, I'm talking about aiming. I'm going to try to shoot him.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I believe it goes ranged combat. We'll check the terrain modifiers too.
Okay.
So ranged modifiers. If you aim, you don't get the quick shot negative modifier. So for a fast action, if you aim, then there will be no negative modifier for a quick shot.
I don't know what a quick shot is.
So a quick shot is just shooting without aim.
Oh.
It takes 2 off of your die. It's a -2 modifier.
Okay, so aiming and then firing. Okay, so then I'm going to. So my agility is 10. My range combat is 8. Okay, I'll give it a shot.
So you roll a D10 and a D8. Now let's see if there's any other modifiers first. So what's the
What's the
range?
rate?
It is a thing. If you're like firing like an AK, apparently you get like 5 extra dice.
Yeah, the ammo dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna roll those too. But first, let's just check the range. So what's the range
Oh, my
of
gun
your rifle?
is range is 2.
So that's 2
Six
hexes.
bar.
Oh, 2 hexes.
So, but that's the short range. So we'll just calculate the range. So from where you are, we got 1, 2 hexes, 3, 4. That would be medium range, and he's 5 hexes away. So that's long range, which means for a shotgun, you're using a shotgun, correct?
Yeah.
For a shotgun, you reduce the damage for each range. So it doesn't affect accuracy since the shot spreads, but it reduces damage. So your damage for your shotgun is what, 3?
It is 3. Yes.
So at this range, it would be down to 1
Ooh.
damage.
So if I moved here, sorry, my turn's taking so long. I'm just trying to figure all this out.
That's okay.
Oh, no
We're trying to
worries.
figure it out too.
Okay.
This is great. This is exactly
so-
what I wanted to do.
Would this distance be 2, or like?
It's probably this. It's probably the same.
So
That's about the same, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, wait. Yeah. Well, no, it's it would be medium range. So,
Yeah.
just if this is long range, the 51.
Well, you look at the
meters-
hexes.
Oh,
Yeah, but we're
Yeah.
counting hexes, so
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. So hold on. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then yes, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So
it's your shotgun
pretty
is
much the
awesome
same
and
range.
deadly. Yeah, your shotgun's awesome and deadly at close range. And that's probably why your instincts is to get closer. It makes sense because if you can get close, you can shred these guys. But so it's just taking a risk to run across the road is all.
yeah. So I'm just gonna do that, and then you guys just do like a quick shot at this dude.
So you're gonna run across the road.
Yeah, pretty much
Two-
skip
two
across the
hexes.
road without a care in the world. So,
And blast away at this guy.
Yep.
A quick shot.
yep. So,
Okay.
does
like
that
it.
subtract from my highest or lowest die?
You'll take it from your lowest dice if it's a negative modifier.
Okay, it's a negative modifier, so that would means I have a D8, and that would go down to a D6.
If it's -2 though, for quick shot,
Okay.
it actually takes the 6 away altogether. So it goes from a D8 to a D6, and then the additional negative modifier takes away the D6 altogether.
Oh, so
so
I'm just
it's
rolling
just-
a D10.
Right, and now there's one further modifier, and if you go under terrain types table in the handouts, he's in a forest. So for range attack, it's a further -1 negative. So that will then reduce your remaining dice 1 step.
Okay.
So you had a D10 left over, is that right?
Yeah, for my
So
agility.
then it becomes a D8.
Okay. Well, I'll give this a try.
So you're okay. So then you roll 1D8. Now how many shots are you gonna fire?
Oh, I choose how many shots?
Yeah, because then you're gonna roll. If you look at your weapon,
My
which we
my magazine is 10. My rate of fire is 2.
so then you can choose to essentially empty your magazine at him. You could roll 2 D6s because if the rate of fire, you get to choose how many D6s you roll for ammo dice, and you would roll 2 D6 if you wanted to empty your shotgun at him, basically.
Yeah, I'll try that.
Or-
Why not?
Okay.
So, how many die am I rolling in total?
So you can roll a D. I think it was a D8
D8.
for your. Yeah. And then you roll 2d6, 2d6s.
2d6
So you wanna get
or
s-
d6 plus d6.
Yeah, d6 plus d6. Mag dump. And then any sixes are successes, yeah.
Okay. So Izzy basically fingers the charging handle, fires, yeah, and just starts spraying, and just bam, 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 bam.
Okay, so yeah, you got a success with that
The other
8.
one.
And then your ammo dice, there's no successes or mishaps, but that also, when you tally that up, that totals the amount of rounds you actually fired. So the 4 and the 4, that means you fired 8 rounds out of your shotgun. And does the mag hold 8? It holds 10, right?
Yeah, my mag's 10.
So yeah, you blasted away 8 shots with your automatic shotgun. Boom, 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 shredding leaves and blowing rotting fruit off the orchard, and sending a lot of rounds downrange. And you hit him. So nice success, 1 success. So then we roll location
Location?
on. Yeah, so you roll a d6 dice. One of the handouts I put in there was hit location.
Yeah, roll a
Near the top.
d6. It's the third handout.
I'll roll a d6, I guess.
Yeah. So 1 is legs, 2 to 4 is torso, 5 is arm, and you rolled a 3.
Torso.
So got right in the right in the center mass. Well done. Now he's not wearing any armor.
Ooh,
He's
nice.
just wearing a fatigue shirt. It's even mostly unbuttoned down to mid navel. That'll probably be a negative modifier. No? He's got lots of hair, so that should protect him. I'm just kidding. So,
No,
so
he's
that's a
real
hit then.
buff. That's actual armor.
So that's now the range is 5 though, so the damage has been reduced down to 1. So it does 1 damage. Extra successes on the dice would translate into more damage, and even successes, extra successes on the ammo dice would make additional hits. So overall, it looks like you kind of winged him with some spreading buckshot at from this long range, but you did 1 point of damage to him.
That was fun.
Nice. Well done. So I'm just going to put a marker on him so we know that he's been wounded.
You could put a health
And now-
bar on him if you, or no, that would be kind of.
Yeah, I'm just going to kind of put a little marker on him. And so, yeah, that was awesome. That works pretty good. That was total foolhardy, but I love it. Isabella rips across the road, blasting away with his shotgun.
Well, her
And
last
so
name
this-
Haggard means untamed wild.
Nice.
So
So he also hits the ground and is completely stressed. Or not stressed. I mean, he does get a stress, but he's suppressed. So he just hits the ground, disappears into the tall grass, and is suppressed. So
Yeah.
that is your turn.
yeah, before
Now
that,
we're
though,
gonna-
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, but it's just like, did that hurt? Sorry.
Damn.
Okay, Jim, you saw Izzy run across the road and your ears are ringing from 10 rounds of shotgun. Set down range, you see leaves flying out of the orchard, and you spotted that guy in the bush
Yeah, I
that Jake had pointed out. He goes down. So what are you going to do, Jim?
Well, I'm inspired by my buddy, and I don't want to be outdone here.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. What? What did I miss?
So, am I laying down?
Yeah. You're
Okay.
at least in a crouch. You could be in a crouch.
Oh, I'd rather be laying down, if possible.
Okay, sounds good.
Given that my gun has a bipod.
Nice.
So, can I? Well, with all the yelling about the people on the hill, can I sort of see where they are?
Yeah, you let's see, where are you here? You are oh yeah, okay, you're right here, right? Yeah. So there's some trees between you and the hill, and you're like further into the foliage, so you don't see the guys up on the hill from where you are. But Jake has pointed them out to you, so you know that up on the high ground there's some enemy you can't see. But on the low ground, you just saw this guy get shot by Izzy and hit the dirt. Now, if you want to move a little bit, you notice if you can move a little bit to the north or northeast, you'll be able to find a shooting position to take on the guys on the hill. Or you could even move up to Jake's position or down to where Izzy was and find a location to shoot at what you think are where the bad guys on the hill are.
Yeah, I might move up to. I'll move up to the top of the hill so I can get a better view.
Nice. Okay. So, scrambling up through the foliage, that takes you an extra movement just to go uphill, but it doesn't matter if that's as far as you want to get. And at that point, when you turn around, you can see these guys up across the valley or across the roadway.
Okay, can I take a shot?
Yeah. So at this point, you'll have done your move, which is a fast move, and that gives you a slow action.
Okay, so then I'll be suffering quick shot, but I can just mag dump and hope for the best.
That's right. So here's your modifiers. So you'll be doing a quick shot, which is -2. So you'll reduce that from your lower die. Now I think we want to check the range also.
Medium range.
Okay, good. So that'll be just -1. Now these guys aren't prone, so that's not a problem. They're regular, and you guys are at equal positions now in height, elevation. And they're in the woods though, so that's a further -1. So they have some cover or concealment. So it's a total of -3 your modifiers.
Okay.
Where does that leave you as far as asset dice?
Well, I've got it'd be heavy weapons because it's a light machine gun. So I've got a B strength and B heavy weapons.
Okay, so that's 2d8s, right? Or sorry, 2d10s.
2d10s.
So then we'll reduce the one of them, the lower one. We'll just say the strength down 3 steps. So that becomes a d8, a d6, and then it goes away altogether. So that leaves you with a d6, and then however many ammo dice you want to spend.
Wouldn't it be a d10?
I'm sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
You're correct. I misspoke. So it would leave you with a d10 and however many ammo dice you want to spend.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not going to mag dump. As much fun as that is. I do want to have enough ammo to get back to my family. But
you just add as many ammo dice as your rate of fire. So, like with the AK, it has a rate of fire of 5. I can add up to 5.
I have a rate of fire of 6, so I'm going to use 4.
Cool. What type of weapon are you using?
It's M240 Bravo.
Oh, cool. Oh, wow, man, you got the big medium machine gun there.
Yeah.
Sweet. Are you got and belts of ammo? I guess. Hey, 100-round belt.
200 round.
Damn.
Luckily, I don't have a flak jacket, or I would be encumbered with my helmet, and this gun, and the 6 belts of ammo that I'm currently wearing. It's the maximum I can carry. Fucking rim here.
Head to toe in ammo.
Okay, he runs to the top of the hill and turns the hill into a 7.62 millimeter fortress. Okay, rock and roll. So D10 and 4, did you say? Or 5 ammo dice?
I did say 4, but I'm going to say 5. That's more fun. I'm still showing some restraint. I could add 1 more.
Wait, you can choose how many ammo die you roll?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Nice. Okay, so you've rolled for you didn't roll a success for your initial hit. And it looks like you got 1 success on your ammo dice. So that means sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it looks like 1 mishap.
Yeah. So for the mishap, I believe it means your weapon goes down in reliability from an A to a B, and you just have to see if there's there's only 2 mishaps if there's only a mishap if you have 2 1s on the dice, I think. So
I believe so.
So I think you're still okay. So it didn't jam, basically. Your weapon didn't jam, but your reliability. Oh no, it's not a mishap. So there has to be 2 1s. So basically, nothing happened except for that 6 on the ammo dice means that the target is suppressed.
Right, exactly what I was going for.
Nice. So I'm gonna put just a marker on the suppressed guy so we can see that they're suppressed, and this other guy was suppressed too. So I'll put a marker on him. Let's see. There we go. So both those guys are suppressed now. So well done. So you send every 5th round is a tracer, I assume, or do you use tracer rounds when you're.
Yeah.
So
Wait, you're
yeah, you
suppressing
guys
both
all.
these dudes?
It looks like he just suppressed one because the other guy is like 20 meters away.
Oh, so he suppressed the dude on the hill, and then the one that Izzy shot at is suppressed as well.
That's right. And now I just assumed it was this guy you shot at, but I should have checked with you first, Jim. Which guy did you want to shoot at?
Yeah, number 5 there is fine. I mean,
Okay, cool.
He's the one that's more of a danger. The further away guy can't hit us as easily.
Gotcha. Okay, nice. So that's your turn. Well done. Rock and roll. Okay, Doc, the medic.
All right. Let's
So
see.
you hear gunfire going off all around you. You saw Izzy run across the road. Fully automatic fire
Yeah.
from the hill.
My concern right now is our local, so I'm going to move up to here and like take cover behind the cart and try to check on our driver.
Okay. Sounds good. And so you have cover behind the cart, not a problem. And the driver is a little bit out in front, but he looks like he's been perforated. He's bleeding out. Now you could try and you still have enough
I am.
movement. Go ahead.
I'm going to try to pull it, like scrabble out, grab him, drag him back, and see if he can be like saved at all, or if he is toast.
Okay, no problem. You grab him by the foot. You drag him into cover, and he does look like you could save him.
All right. Well, then I'm going to try to do that.
Nice.
I've got 5 personal med kits to play with over here. Being
Okay,
medic
so
comes with perks.
Now, I haven't read too much about the medical roles. Do you know about making a medical roll?
Is he critically injured and dying? That's the one thing that's important to me right now.
Yes, he's critically injured and
Okay.
dying.
I have a field surgeon, and that gives me a bonus of 1 to that.
Nice. So then you take your higher dice and step it up.
Yeah, so I'll be rolling a d12 and a d10.
All right. Go, Doc.
Nada.
Ooh.
So,
I'm going to push that.
and then that gives you 1
It was a
stress.
+1.
Yeah,
Say again?
I'm gonna push it.
Okay.
Didn't get a bonus +1 due to field surgeon.
Yeah, I would normally roll 2d10s.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
So,
All right. Like a flat +1.
so it looks like that. Did you roll it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I haven't rolled my push yet. I'm going to
oh, so
look over
I thought
that
was it.
real fast.
Okay.
No. That is a table we don't have in the handouts over here. All right,
Okay.
rules note. So on rolling pushes, is it reroll all fails or?
You can't you can't re-roll the one.
Yeah. So it would just be like one
That's
dice.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Nah, gotta try it.
Oh no.
Still no. No, he was dying.
Yeah, he
That's-
was beyond saving. Good try though.
Yeah.
No,
I tried.
Yeah.
with those rolls, it sort of looks like you accidentally like severed an artery. Or something.
Yeah, that's 2 ones.
So long, old man Jenkins. You
He was
were-
dying. Totally not.
That's right.
He was dying.
Yeah, the less said about that, the better. Probably.
So you get 1 stress, right?
Yeah, for pushing and
Yeah.
it was a failure, right? Yeah. So, I can't remember now if that meant anything extra, but if you fail a push, but maybe we can look into
Well,
that
you
later.
take damage if you fail to push.
Right. You take physical damage. Mm-hmm.
Physical
Yeah,
is
you
only
get one stress for this.
This was a int or empathy check, so he takes stress damage.
Yeah.
Which is,
Okay, cool. You got 1 stress. Okay, nice try, Doc.
I'm going to use restroom.
Okay. And then it's the bad guy's turn. So I've got 2 guys that are suppressed, and they will get to roll their coolness under fire to get out of their stress until next turn, since this is the first round that it happened, basically.
Mhm.
But there are still 2 other opponents out there. One you haven't located yet. So the one up on the hill, farthest to the east, he has a sight. He can see the muzzle flash from Jim's M240. And he saw Izzy run across the road, but was totally surprised that there was people in that last cart because it wasn't prepared for Overwatch. And so did not take a shot. But so he's going to try and take a shot at that machine gunner. And he has a hunting rifle. So I'm just going to check the stats for this guy real quick. 1 second. I forgot to upload him. Stop. And I have to do it this way. I'm going to go to the referee manual. And okay. So this is your average marauder. So if you guys can help me just keep track of this.
Of what?
His strength is B, his agility is C, so that's a 10 and a 8, right?
Yes.
Yes.
10 the 8. And his ranged combat is C.
Okay.
So that's also, so it would be agility B, which is a D8.
No, agility B is D10.
He's 10.
Sorry, a
Yeah.
D10. Right. No, I'm sorry, I had it right the first time. Agility is C, so that's a D8.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
and his ranged combat is C, also a D8. So he's got 2 D8s at a base level. And just gonna check out the hunting rifle.
Wait, do you get weapon bonuses like an alien?
Some weapons will give you a bonus, I think, but not generally.
There are specializations for weapons that you can have. That would.
Oh, okay. Well, I knew about those. I was just talking about it's like with alien, each gun or most guns usually have a
Yeah, I don't think here. I think in these rules they rely on your personal skill essentially, and but they
Oh.
won't typically give you a bonus.
Oh, specializations. Forgot
Yeah.
about that. I've got machine gunner as a specialization. Probably should have used that.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm just looking for hunting rifle. I thought it'd be under civilian firearms, but I don't see it there. So we'll go to U.S. military weapons, and we'll use this. Where is that? It'd be under civilian firearms, eh? What is the? Oh, it's the PSG-1 is a sniper rifle.
Yep. German weapon. I actually have
It's
that
under
page
other.
pulled up. If you need stats on it, it is on page
Yeah.
111 in the PDF, 110 in the actual book.
Okay, cool. Let me go there. Page 110, you say?
Yeah, it would be 111 in the PDF viewer,
Okay,
but
cool.
the actual page of the book it says 110.
Okay. Yeah, it's PSG. I thought they had hunting rifle though too, separately. I'm just gonna look for that, just so I'm not maybe getting an extra advantage here. Because under civilian, yeah, here we go. So page 93 of the PDF, they've got this bolt action hunting rifle. 30-06. So the range is 10. That's what I wanted to look for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like you're in short range with this thing.
Who?
Any disagreement there, Jake or Jim? He's gonna take a shot at you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh no, it's not short range.
It's like
That's
12.
medium range. Yeah, medium range. So the range for this thing is 10 for short. So yeah, medium range. Ready to fire once. He's going to take 1 dice worth of shots at you. Damage is 3. Crit is 4. Okay. So that means -1 for medium range. So he's going to have 2 d8s. The lower one is going to go down to a d6. So now he's got a d8 and a d6. You are in forest, so that's another further one. So the d6 goes away. Now he's just got a d8. And you're prone, so that's, I believe, a big modifier. Target prone, that's -2. So his d8 goes down to a d6. And you always have at least 1 d6. So he only has 1 d6 roll on you. And any other modifiers anyone think of? I think that's... Yeah. Now, do you guys remember reading in the rules if you can actually have all your dice removed and only use ammo dice, or is there always a d6 chance?
There's always a minimum of a d6.
Okay. I thought that was. So I'm gonna roll. He's gonna roll 1 dice of ammo and 1 dice of d6 for the hit. So d6 for the hit. Hey, when you roll, you guys, sorry, when you roll 2 dice at the same time, you go /R, then the d6, and then do you do a plus on the other dice?
You do, yeah. It's like the example Ramba put.
Okay. So those are both neither successes. So you do have to roll your coolness under fire, though, to make sure you don't get suppressed. Now, you can, from where you are, can you see Katzman? Yes, you can. So you get to use his command or group morale also. So you roll your coolness under fire, add that to your group morale, which is also a d6.
Coolness under fire. That I did 3 turns in combat arms, and they all went well, and I got promoted.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that mean that my coolness under fire went up each time?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if it went up 3 times, then that means is it a B or an A?
Hey,
It should be an A. So you got d12.
Yeah.
Ice water
Oh, wow.
in your veins. No problem. Okay.
I've been through worse in Kosovo.
There you go. Okay, nice. So that's the other action. So what he did was I forgot to add an aim, but he did aim. So that means he didn't have a snapshot, which would have been further negative modifiers. So that's that guy's turn. The other guy is going to. All right, they have to wait till next turn because they. This is still a first round, and now there's a 4th combatant who makes himself visible as he. Oops. Well, fingers don't fail me now. So he shows up right here behind this cover, and he peeks around the cover and he's going to take some shots at Isabella. who's also, if I'm not mistaken, in some cover.
Yeah,
by
she's
these
hiding
rocks,
behind
right?
the rocks.
Okay. So this guy has got the same stats, got a D8 and a D8. The range is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares. He's firing an AKM. We're just going to check that weapon. Soviet military weapon. AKM range is 5. So this is medium range also. That goes from D8 to a D and a D6. And then you're in cover. You got
And I also have a flak
Rocky
vest
cover.
and helmet.
And oh, good. Okay, so other modifiers are he's gonna take a fast aim. So his modifiers then are as they are: D8 and a D6. Ranges, mediums, or that we already included range. You have cover. So let's just check your X terrain modifier, which is terrain types. You are in debris. No, you are in. We'll call it debris, I guess. So that's another -1. And we can't see. Let's say we can't see your legs. Okay. So if I hit your legs on location, that'll be considered a miss.
Sure.
It hits the rocks instead.
Yeah.
So that's another minus modifier. So he has just a D8. And he's undisciplined, so he's going to rock and roll and send out all his ammo dice,
Oh shit.
which for this weapon was a rate of fire for the AKM is 4. So he's going to fire 4 dice. So it's a D8 and 4 ammo dice. Whoops. Plus 4d6. Let's try that. So, no successes. So he just ricochets off the rocks. He's just rock and roll. He's screaming at you in Polish too, as
Is
he
he
does
standing
it.
perfectly
And,
still?
It's not perfectly still, but he misses with everything. But you do have to make a coolness under fire check.
Okay.
Now, you are within line of sight to some of your comrades, so you get to add the group morale. You roll.
The group morale is what?
It's a d6. So you roll your basic coolness under fire and add a d6 to it.
Okay, coolness under fire minus C. So is that a D8?
C is D8.
It's
Okay, and then
Yeah.
what
Are
is
you
the bonus? Or like a C8 plus D6? Or D6?
Yeah.
and that's it.
Okay, D8 plus D6.
Ooh.
Success. Oh wait, no, that's
No.
no success. That's a.
Am
It's
I able to
not.
push that?
I don't know if you can. I think you can push
No,
your
you
coolness
can't.
under fire. You can. Okay, so you
Will that
can't-
be
you
passive?
can't push it.
Passive or active roll? Does there make a mention of that?
Good question. Let's just see if we can find that real quick here.
Like if it's passive, right? So that'd be a no.
I think so.
Yeah, I guess it's basically a defense roll, and you're just responding. So
Yeah.
So that means you're suppressed, which means you have to go prone, and you can't make any reactive rolls for the next round.
What's a
When your
reaction?
turn comes around, it means you can't like block or use Overwatch, that kind of stuff.
Oh.
So basically, you hug the dirt
So I
until
can
your
still
next
do
turn. Then you
things
have
like shoot them and throw grenades.
no. Right now, basically, you're just essentially sucking your thumb in the dirt, for lack of a better word. Like you're like, oh shit, and you hit the dirt because the bullets came that close that you suppressed. Like you heard that snap, snap. Those bullets went by your ear. You hit the deck just for your natural body stresses take over,
Oh.
and for one round you're suppressed.
Shit.
So you can't do anything. You can't move. Can't shoot. You can mutter a few words, that kind of thing. Like holy shit. And so we'll just put a little suppress marker on you for the moment. And then when your next turn comes around, you roll again to shake off your suppression.
Oh,
But
okay.
that counts as a action. I can't remember if it's fast or slow.
Let me check.
And so you only have one action.
I'll handle that.
And that ends the bad guy's turn. Sorry, that took a little bit long. So Jake, I'm sorry, it's Katzman's turn.
Katzman is going to go ahead, aim, and fire at the one that was unloading on Isa.
Okay, so there's going to be a fair amount of cover. In fact, I don't think you can, from where you are, even though you have some elevation, I don't know if you can see that guy from where you are, because he's behind some big rocks, and you've got some big trees in between as well. So if you want to move up to the higher elevation, then I'll let you take that shot, but you have to move first. You do have 2 other targets across the road, too, up in the higher target. Say again?
Can I see the other targets?
You can see this guy up here on the left. The other guy, you know where he is. He's in the grass, so he's concealed, but you could take shots at him.
Okay, 1 second. I need to figure out. This guy is more than 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So he is long range.
Mm-hmm. What type of weapon are you using?
Assuming if it's twice the range of my gun, that's going to be long range.
Yeah. Well, if the short range is 4, medium range would be 8, and then long range would be 16. So you just
long range 6, medium range is 12. That's 18, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, he's within long range.
Okay. So it'll be a -2 modifier if it's in long range.
Okay, so I have just a D8. I'm going to use 5 ammo dice, so maybe I'll get all 6s and empty out the mag. Is he out in cover?
Which one are you shooting at?
Number 4.
This guy right here. Oh no, sorry, got the wrong guy. Yeah, he. You just can't. Let's say he's got just a little bit of terrain cover, so he's standing. He's leaning against a tree. You can't see his left leg, and but the terrain cover gives him a -1. So there's one more modifier just for terrain.
So I have a D6 and 5D6. So let's see.
Hey. So your first dice didn't have a success, but you rolled a 6 on one of your ammo dice, correct?
Yeah, so I think that forces them to be under suppression, right?
That's right. So down he goes. Hits the deck. So now 3 of them, one's wounded, 2 of them are, and 3 of them are suppressed. There's still a 4th guy. So that was you took a fast action, which was an aim, and then you fired off 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 rounds out of your gun. What weapon are you using?
The AK-74.
Nice. So keep track of your bullets.
Working
That's
on
like
it.
half your magazine. Nice.
Yep.
That did what was required. It forced his head down. Okay, and that is your turn, Katzman. And now Jake.
Okay, so do I have line of sight on this guy?
Sorry, I missed which one you were pointing at.
This guy right
No,
here.
he's you can't see him. You can only see the smoke from his muzzle flash, or the smoke from his shooting. From where you are, he's
Okay.
behind the big rocks.
And these 2 guys over on the right are suppressed.
They are.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, can I still pop a shot off at this guy?
Now, that guy just
Nope.
went down, suppressed. You can't see him because he's elevated, but this guy is right on the edge of the ground. Actually, you could probably see both, just because they're on the forward edge of the hill.
Okay.
So yeah, what the heck? I'll say you can shoot at either one of
Well,
them.
I'm gonna aim for this guy.
Okay. Do you have a telescopic sight? if your weapon has a telescopic sight, you can take what's called a sniper aim, which is a slow action, which means you can't shoot till the next round, but it gives you a +2. Or you can take a regular aim and you don't get the +2 for the sniper aim, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'll just go regular aim.
Okay.
So, let me remember here.
So you start with your agility dice and then your ranged combat dice.
So I got B and B, but I also have sniper specialty.
Oh, nice. So that should
So that-
push your ranged combat up to
Yeah, so it's a B and an A.
right. So yeah.
And then- So 12 and 10, but then he's suppressed, so I get -2 on that.
No,
Is that correct?
He's prone essentially, so it's -2. He's a smaller target. And
So
there's
it's
also
a-
the terrain. So you have a total modifier of -3 because of shooting into the woods, and he's prone.
So that take away my 10, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
So
Let's
which-
see what we can do.
And how many ammo dice are you planning to shoot?
Okay, so I could do 2 because I have a rate of fire of 2, correct?
I think so. Yeah. What's your weapon again? Is the M21?
M21.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Okay, 1d12 plus.
Okay, so no success with the D12, but you did get a success with the ammo dice, which means he's further suppressed.
Keep
You
him
could
down.
also push if you wish.
Sorry?
Oh, that's right.
Push that. Yeah.
You can always push.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll push it.
I think you get to re-roll all of those dice, including ammo dice. When you push, you always re-roll your ammo dice, although it doesn't count as extra ammo used up. I don't think.
There we go.
Yeah. So that's a success, and you only that time it only took you 5 bullets. So nice. Success. So go ahead and roll location, which is a D6. Ah, that's the arm, I believe.
Yep.
Check. Yeah. Okay. And now, what's the damage of the weapon?
Damage is 3.
3. And what's the crit? It must be crit's probably 4 on that, eh?
Crit is 3.
Oh, okay. So that means it automatically does a critical wound too.
Part of the
So if
reason-
you equal or go over the crit rating for damage, it'll automatically do a critical wound. So then we roll the critical arm table. Under critical injuries folder, there's some critical injury tables. If you go there, go to the arm table and you roll a 1d10.
Cool.
You can even blow his arm off. Jeez.
Dislocated elbow.
So it was a pretty bad wound. Went right through his elbow or a portion of his elbow. And yeah, definitely.
I hope for his case he's carrying a pistol, because otherwise he can't do anything.
Yeah. Okay. Nicely done. And that's your
There you
turn,
go.
Jake. So good shots. So now it's Izzy's turn.
Okay,
So Izzy, you're basically on the ground eating dirt, but you get to roll a coolest under fire to try and shake off this suppression.
okay, so what's that again? Is it the same
It's,
roll I made last time?
Exactly.
Okay, so that's a D8 plus D6.
Oh, and you had to add a stress whenever you're suppressed too.
Okay, how do I keep track of all my stress?
You have a stress capacity, which
Uh-huh.
is like your hit capacity.
Yeah, I
but-
have 4 stress capacity.
So I'm not sure on your character sheet where you could just keep track. You know you have one now.
Okay, let me write
If you have the, are you using the PDF?
No, the XL.
Excel.
Oh, okay.
I think the Excel has a place for it.
No, it doesn't.
Under damage, yeah, there's a thing called stress capacity under the hit capacity.
No, I'm not
And
talking about that. I'm talking
you-
about where there's no
Oh,
bar for stress itself, like to keep
oh,
track
right.
of how much
There's not a
stress.
bar. That's true.
We're just, or I'm just using Roll20 because you can add bars to like the top of your character if you double click.
True.
on
Yeah, but I used up all my bars on ammo, stress capacity, and health.
You can measure stress on stress capacity.
How?
Yeah, you could
Just reduce it.
Oh, reduce it from 4 out of 4 to 1 out of 4?
To 3.
Or 3, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, stress is very different in this game, so... okay, so... so roll d8 plus d6 plus another d6?
Yeah, just your coolest under fire and the D6 for Katzman's group morale.
So, okay, so let me just get... So, the group morale, my coolness under fire, and then my stress.
And that, no, that's it. Just the group morale and your coolness under
Oh,
fire.
so d8 plus d6?
So 2 dice.
Okay. I did it. Roll.
Looks like no successes.
Shit.
So you're still suppressed.
Shit.
Yeah, you almost met your maker there, and your brain is trying to recalculate.
No, Izzy's brain has a lot of recalculating left to do.
Okay, so
And that was before
suppression.
that was before she got suppressed.
Yeah. Okay, Jim, your turn. So yeah, that's an interesting thing how stress works. It can really, or suppression, I should say. It works both ways. Okay, Jim.
Did I see my buddy Izzy get suppressed there?
Yeah, in the last round, you saw the bullets flying, shots coming from behind this cover, and Izzy's just hugging the dirt there. You can see Izzy.
This
Do
dirt is
I-
Because
good.
you're up on.
Do I have any form of shot on number 2? Like, even if it's just a small part of their body?
I think you could probably see his head since you're elevated, and he's behind some cover. Let's say he's kind of just you can see the top of his helmet and his right ear.
All right. Well, in an effort to try to get Izzy some cover, I'm gonna try to suppress him at least.
Okay.
And I didn't realize just how big an ammo belt is, so I'm just gonna use all 6 ammo dice for this roll.
Yeah. Nice.
So they're in cover, so it's what, like -2.
Yeah, let's just check the terrain real quick, but we'll call it runes. So -1 for that. Plus, we'll say he's a small target, just because you can only see his the top of his head. So that's another -2. I think
So-
the range is still close.
Yeah, I think that he's actually no. I am in medium range, I think.
Oh, with the
Yeah.
M240.
Yeah, it's got a 6 tile range.
Oh wow. Okay. So
So
minus that's another -1. Total -4. Yeah.
but +1 because I've got machine gunner, so it's a -3. So I think again I'm down to just my heavy weapons die.
Okay. And then however many ammunition dice you want to.
If he's your buddy, you might get your bonus on that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think
Well-
there is a bonus for buddies.
Oh, is
Yeah,
it?
if you're trying to save a buddy, I think you get a bonus
Oh, nice.
for stuff.
That's awesome.
And if your buddy's in trouble, you have problems.
That's right. I remember reading that, but so you just get to add a plus? Is a positive modifier? That's cool. So go ahead and add another modifier. As Jim's
yeah.
trying to rescue Izzy.
Yeah, so I think that would give me back my second die. So I think I'd be D10 and a D6 and then the 6 ammo dice. I think.
Cool. I think you're right.
Izzy, I'm gonna save you. Maybe not.
Oh no,
Ooh.
2 mishaps. That means
Brutal.
you're gonna have a jam. So no successes. Now you can push this if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna push it. I've already got a mishap, so might as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
That's more like
there we go.
a success. Yeah. So now your roll location, and if you hit the head, then it's a hit. Otherwise, it's going to be that guy has to make his coolness under fire to avoid being suppressed. Nope. But that ricochets off the rock as well. If you had rolled extra successes on the ammo dice, it would have translated into other hits. So that's cool with fully automatic. You can really get the chance for lots of hits. So you missed all the shots, but that guy has got to make a coolness under fire, which, just checking here. Will be 5. Capacity. Oh, is empathy. Coolness under fire is based on empathy and int, right? Intelligence, and then averaged.
I thought coolness under fire, according to like when I was looking at the archetypes, it was saying it just automatically assigns you.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah, it wasn't.
Fire is independent of everything else.
Right. Oh, okay. Okay. So I'm just gonna choose, let's say, his. So when you guys roll your coolness under fire, you just need success, right?
Yeah.
So his coolness under fire is going to be a D6, and where he's at right now, he doesn't see any of his comrades that are not incapacitated, so he doesn't get group morale. So it's just going to be a single D6.
Are you able to upgrade your coolness under fire?
Yep.
Yes.
Big thing is though you lose empathy because you're starting to become a sociopath.
Well, that's fine. My empathy's D anyway.
Okay, he's suppressed. Well done. He ducks down and hits the dirt. Nicely done.
Hey, bud.
Wait, what now?
So your buddy just pinned that guy who was shooting at you.
As he gives raises her arm from cover, gives him a thumbs up. We have radios, right? Like.
No.
Oh right.
You might have one group radio, but no one actually.
Sorry, I was
one.
thinking this was Alien.
But
My bad.
Yeah, that's cool. And that's Jim's turn. So you aimed and let loose a barrage of bullets. Make sure you keep track of your rounds of ammo.
Yeah, I've only got 164 left in this mag.
Only?
He's got a 200 round belt of ammunition wrapped around him. Okay, Doc, it's your turn.
All right.
Seeing the guy with the fucking Full Metal Jacket now.
Get some, yeah.
Yeah. Mother. So the old man's dead at your feet.
Yeah, I'm not happy about that. I'm going to stay prone where I am, peek out from around the side of the cart, and try to draw a bead on number 1 over here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you have line of sight for this guy, who's like essentially writhing around on the ground.
Yeah, he was pointing and laughing earlier. I'm not. Yeah, he's got to go.
Doc turns into the harbinger of death. So if 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 4 hexes away. Which weapon are you using?
I've got an AKM, so it's short range.
Okay. So you have some terrain modifiers, and he's prone. So it's going to be a total of -3 on your roll, on your dice.
Okay, that'll give me. Let's see, I've got C or B agility and C range combat.
So that's a 10 and... So it basically leaves you with a D8, I think, and your ammo dice, right?
Yeah, I think that's the case.
Okay. And you're doing an aim, I guess, shot.
Yeah.
And then, okay. Go for it.
I'm gonna roll all 4 ammo dice I got on this guy.
Okay.
I have a 6 key dead on my keyboard apparently.
Oh.
Now you know.
Do you want someone else to roll it for you? That'd be... That's some kind of faux pas, though. Okay, success. And a mishap. So your
Yeah.
success, your hit is a success, but your weapon's gonna jam. And to clear your jam, I know the rules say you got to make a tech roll, but I think any infantry person or anyone who's trained on a weapon will just automatically know how to clear a jam. But I think I would say that you can't do any more shooting for a round as you clear your jam. So that is one hit. So roll location. Oh, and also your weapon's reliability drops by 1 status. That looks like another arm hit. And the damage for your rifle is was it 3, 2?
Damage 2.
Okay. Okay, he's wounded again. Since Izzy wounded him once already. Also in the arm,
yeah.
I think it was.
No, actually,
Okay.
Izzy hit him in the torso.
No, the torso.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right. Okay. And I think that's your turn, Doc. Since you aimed and fired.
Yep.
Now keep track of the rounds you fired off.
Yep.
And
All 9 of them.
okay, and then it's the bad guy's turn. So they've lost the taste for this fight and are going to flee. So this guy who's here is going to use his it's a fast action to get up, I think, right?
Yeah.
Or is it a slow action? So he's going to do 2 fast actions. He's going to get up, and then he's going to run.
Ability,
Off into the
especially,
Say again?
it's a mobility check to actually run, it seems. And it's funny, is if you have a backpack, you actually lower your mobility dice by 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
I think you can go 2 hexes without a mobility roll, but if you want to go extra, then you have to make a mobility roll. Isn't
What's
that
the
right?
benefit of the backpack again? Does it increase your strength or something?
It increases
doesn't-
the stuff you can carry.
Yeah, and it doesn't actually add to your encumbrance itself, but it allows you to carry more stuff.
Okay.
So he's going to keep running. He's going to try and get into the cover of these trees here, but in order to make that other hex, he has to make a mobility roll. So his mobility is agility C, which is a D8, and he doesn't have a skill in that. He's just going to roll a D8 and hope for a success. Oh, lucky for him, he gets into the woods. And this guy who was just suppressed by the machine gunner, he is going to try and unsuppress himself.
What's
He's
that?
got to make
I
a...
hear like a fucking whistle.
It's a kettle. It sounds
Oh,
like.
Yeah.
my
from
wife
Joe.
is making tea. Man, this mic is pretty good. Okay, this guy is still suppressed. The guy behind the rock that Jim just tried to blow his head off with a machine gun. And now this guy up on the hillside, he also is going to try and make his... He's going to try and unsuppress himself and doesn't do it. And this guy up on top of the hill over here to the east, he's also going to try and unsuppress himself. And he does not. So those two up on the hill would like to run away, but they're still crapping their pants.
They can't get away
So
from
you see
Izzy.
one guy run off, and it's Katzman's turn. So Katzman, you spotted that guy get up and just run like a track star from yonder years off into the trees. As far as you know, the three other guys are still. Go ahead.
Did one unsuppress?
No, all three of them failed to unsuppress.
No, number one, the one who ran.
Oh, that guy did. Well, actually, I didn't roll his roll. I should do him. So let's just.
He wasn't getting the Chariots of Fire theme playing.
Oh, he didn't get to run away. He's right back where he was. He's essentially just turning around in space still on all four, like still on his belly. He's aiming to run away, but he didn't. He failed his.
I want to do a persuasion check to tell them to just drop their weapons.
Nice.
I'm gonna do it in the most broken possible. Let's see.
You speak Russian, right?
Yeah, there's also lots of loan words with the Slavic languages, so odds are.
Most Polish can understand some Russian.
Yeah, it's a lot easier if it's like Czech and Polish, all of that.
Cool.
I'm gonna push, and I got a success.
Multiple successes. 10 or higher is multiple, yeah. So you got 3 successes there.
Oh yeah.
So now, what was your? What did you yell? What was your attempt to persuade them to do?
It's along the lines of like hands up, gun down. it's along the lines of him like going a little bit like, fuck, what's the cognate? What's the cognate we got between each other? Rifle, yeah, Strelitsy.
Nice.
No fire, so get a gun.
So this should be opposed by their whatever shreds of self-respect they have. It'll be very small roll, like a D6, because they are in quite a vulnerable state right now. But there's no way they can beat your successes.
Yeah, but you also have to go on +1 because it's a Russian telling them and they're Poles.
Sure, we'll make it a D8 roll. How's that? But there's still, unless I roll an 8, no, they didn't have any chance. So you see their shaking hands come up. You see a rifle get tossed down the hill, and they put up their shaking hands and surrender. So, well done. So you guys, that's kind of what I wanted to do today. Is just check out a short session and put some stress under the system and get your feedback. What did you guys think?
I think the dice size changes for ranges is fine, but I would drop the letter numbering so that people can just know the dices off the top of their head.
Yeah, the letter numbering is a little.
Yeah, it's kind of
unnecessary.
redundant.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, sometimes it's nice to see it used across different mechanics, like for instance, explosive size, or fire intensity, like they say A, B, C, D, fire intensity, or. And so,
the size too,
but you could just say it's a D12 explosive or it's a D8 fire intensity. So yeah, I totally get that.
Because one thing I was thinking about with it too is, I mean, well, in terms of ratings, like a sort of counter argument is when you look at something like, well, I guess coolness under fire. I was about to say like that as an example. Like that's you could just say roll this die instead of saying like, well, this is C. Okay, what does C mean? Yeah,
it's like that little extra hurdle to get over.
Yeah, it's just
That makes sense.
not direct, and that kind of bothers me.
Yeah.
Also,
So anything else? Does it feel slow or clunky?
It feels,
Or is it
feels
just-
pretty slow. I mean, this engagement we've been playing for 2 hours, and it was just one firefight.
Yeah.
I think the thing is that like the ideal firefight range, especially after like the Cold War pack and all that, is like what, 30 meters?
Yeah,
We were actually like in one of the weird examples of it not being a thing, because if we were fighting in a city, we would be like really in short range for a lot of it.
Yeah, and Izzy would be just
That's
shredding everybody.
Yeah.
Like, admittedly, it's I didn't really get to do a whole ton, just because I spent most of it suppressed.
Yeah.
Um,
Which is actually, I know in a strange way, as a player, I could see that being quite frustrating. As a GM, it feels pretty realistic, or believable at least, the whole suppression thing, and it works for and against, right?
Well, what I don't like about it is that the fact that it should be, to me, like, it incapacitates you for a set amount of time. You shouldn't have to keep rolling to get out of it, because like, what happens if you have a really low die pool and you're really unlucky? You just keep rolling and rolling and rolling and like lose your actions every single round of combat.
Well, someone with a command skill can get you back in the fight.
Well, that's true. So, for instance, Casman couldn't.
Can do that. I thought. No. The way it's written, it says incapacitated, which is a lot different than what someone is being suppressed.
Well, technically, you are incapacitated when you're suppressed. So
yeah,
that's an interesting thing. We should let's look into it. I'll try and figure that out too.
Let me write a note of that.
Because you bring up a good point, Cody. Like, if you, even with the advantage of having a group morale, there's a even chance you're going to be staying suppressed, which is believable on the one hand, but from a playing point of view, it could kind of suck.
Absolutely. But,
yeah, and Jim, I like what you wrote there too. Like, if it was 1 round of suppression per failure, that makes sense. And also, if, for instance, the shooting stopped, or like if you were being shot at and then the guy shooting at you changed targets, that could potentially lift your suppression as well, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're going into survival mode, so like lose the turn, but maybe it's along the lines of you want to get away from it.
Yeah.
I really like the idea of you get a modifier for every round or every hex you put between you and the enemy. So like, you want to get away from it. So if you move back a hex, you get a +1 on the roll, and likewise, if it's been another round, you get another +1. So,
yeah, I think the modifier per round is good.
Yeah, I made a note of that. I mean, admittedly, I just kind of copied what Ramba said because he summed it up better than I could. But saying, being pinned when you have low die and have to keep re-rolling isn't particularly good. I suggested if you aren't being fired after each round, you get an additional modifier per extra round. Or alternatively, I'll say that, or you could just make it a case of once per, like, you get suppressed for a round, kind of like how they get suppressed for a round.
Right. Yeah, and sorry, go ahead.
Oh, nothing. No.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the one area that, I mean, I like the game generally. I think it's kind of got some neat mechanics, and I like the Year Zero engine sort of overlay. It did feel sometimes a bit slow, I think, as far as calculating the dice required, but part of that is inexperience. And yeah, you're right. We played at that small engagement, took about an hour, so we would get faster at it, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is also we were fighting in what was not to our advantage. I mean, aside from the sniper, most of our guns are basically made for like city fighting.
True.
Like, okay, yeah, we have like -3 on all our agility dice stuff, so it's like, oh, okay, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I find.
Go ahead.
I really like the ammo dice idea. Like, I really like how a machine gunner plays. This feels like what a machine gunner should be doing. You should be, firing your maximum amount of dice if you're just trying to suppress people. That I felt that worked really well. But yeah, I think it can get a little draggy in the suppression thing. I think, yeah, exactly like you say there, Rampa. But like, I think suppression works well from getting into suppression, but I think getting out of suppression is my one gripe.
Yeah, getting out of suppression is close to impossible, or at least that's how it felt for me, because I lost at least one, possibly two, turns from being suppressed.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, it's interesting. The nice thing is, if you have some group morale and the option for a leader, you could get out of that earlier. What were your roles again for for morale for Izzy's character? You had a D8 and a D6, and you needed just one success, right?
Yeah, I needed at least one success, but Canuck said that I have a 1 out of 6 chance on one of the die, which sucks, and then the other one, I don't remember what the ratio in the book is, but it's really not that much better.
So
the big thing is we didn't coordinate character generation, so ended up just stumbling into the officer role. If you have a dedicated officer guy, it's going to be fine.
Yeah, I think if we have a more cohesive group, it kind of changed the dynamic a bit.
Because we didn't really say what kind of characters we were playing.
So the suppression rules are on page 64, and you can only be suppressed for 2 turns. On the if you fail that second roll to come out, no matter what, you're no longer suppressed on the next turn. But you so recovery on your next turn, roll coolness under fire again to recover suppression. If you fail, you lose both actions. If you succeed, you can perform a slow action, but you lose your fast action. In either case, you're no longer suppressed.
Okay, cool.
Okay, that's great.
That's amazing.
So you were suppressed for the maximum amount. Right?
Yeah,
2 turns.
Apparently.
2 rounds.
Oh my
Okay.
god. Panic spreads for suppression rolls.
What's
That's for if you're in the same hex, though, which didn't come up here.
No, but that's actually really great. You can just get if they were all in the same hex and you succeeded in that suppression attack, Jim, that'd be really fucking amazing just to see them all be broken.
Oh yeah. So if you're so you're talking about panic spreads?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's pretty neat. So if all the same friendly fighters in the same hex as you must also make a coolness under fire roll if you see someone else panic. Yeah, that's interesting. So
So if we were stacked up on the same hex and
That's
you got
right.
pinned, it might pin me too.
Exactly. Yeah, cool. Anything else stand out for you guys?
I'll say that I had a great time playing Izzy.
Cool.
So
Yeah, I was a little worried for her when she ran. You're planning to run her across the road there, but that worked. He just almost emptied your shotgun.
Yeah, the big thing is you're gonna need to be a lot more careful moving. I'm guessing did they stat out smoke grenades?
They do, yeah.
I would suggest get a smoke grenade, throw it so you can go across.
That would be amazing, yeah. Because with my character's choice of weapon, that was deliberate, and I had a feeling that I would be in a bit of a pickle in this kind of situation. But I was just trying something novel.
That's cool.
I knew that.
That's and it's good is that John just decided, okay, these are just regular Polish people, not an actual military unit that just set up, because if they had Overwatch, that would have been really bad.
Yeah, seriously.
Potentially, you would if you're moving though. You get a -2 modifier, so it was not necessarily a automatic hit, but yeah, it would have been out in the open. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I could see playing this game a lot more. The maps are pretty neat,
liked it.
and of course you can find great maps anywhere.
You can also set up Roll20 to just have the grid be hexes.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I should do that with some of my maps.
Yeah, for instance, here I'll shift you guys to it. I took a picture from Google Earth from a piece of Poland. Can you guys see this map?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can just overlay a token on it, and you can move it around and this grid, you can of course set the grid. So each one of these hexes is only 5 meters, which allows you to get a little more granular, which is kind of fun. And then you don't know, you can pick specific cover a little bit more if that was the thing. Like I'm going to be in this front yard. And then, there's, for instance, let's say, I'll move you to this map here. So this building, I don't think you guys will be able to see this until I get your tokens on. But here, I'll let you guys work this token. Can you guys?
Versions of these assault
Oh
rifles.
yeah. Flashlight.
Yeah. So if you move the character around and if you hold down the option or if you hold down the E button and if you have a mouse wheel, you can turn the direction of the token, and it changes the direction of the flashlight. For instance.
That's cool.
Yeah, and so there's also doorways and walls. This is a what do you call it? Dynamic lighting. So if you can walk around through the room, you can also hold down Option and E, and when you roll the mouse button, and it moves it in smaller increments, so you can sort of scan around the room instead of just in direct chunky directions.
Cool.
So that's kind of cool. Yeah, I can get some pretty good maps. Like in this scale is I think only 2 meters or 1.5 meters per hex. So you might have to do a little bit of number crunching to figure out weapon ranges. But if you're down at this level of detail, everyone's at close range.
Something that just dawned on me that I totally have to do.
What's that?
Turn the Stalker Call of Pripyat maps into fucking into Twilight 2000 maps.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, what were you gonna say, Rama? I lost you there.
no, I mean, it's a thing you can do. Like,
Yeah.
those are very much pretty well detailed Eastern European maps.
Yeah, for sure. And there's pretty interesting other maps you can do. I'm going to switch you guys again just to, you can find all kinds of scenes of devastation on Google Earth, right?
Yeah.
Like this is some fire scenes in California after the fires, or of course there's some famous scenes too from first Gulf War, right? Like this is the Highway of Death, and outside of Kuwait.
Disasters like the LA earthquake.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, thank you everybody. I'm just gonna have to head off now. But
Thanks for hosting, man. That was great.
Yeah, thanks.
yeah, I'm glad
Thank
you
you
guys.
very much.
And if you're interested, still, we could do a campaign at some point.
Oh
Anyways,
my
I'll
God, yes.
float it out there in Discord, and we can have some fun with this. So
Yeah, I'm definitely
thanks, everybody.
interested.
Keep me posted if you do a campaign. I'm all in.
Sounds good. And
Yeah,
we can
sure.
even start with something small and do just a scenario or something, because there's hundreds of scenarios out there.
Can I play my same character because I had fun with her? So
Yeah, too. And if you guys want to do some experience, you can do that as well.
like right now.
Yeah, sure, if you want to.
Yeah.
I mean,
We can.
John, is like if once we get the conversion, we can actually pull like one of the old Twilight First Edition modules. Like, hey, let's
Yeah.
go through the LA adventure where we're now
Totally.
and then ending
Yeah.
up in Mexican Los Angeles.
So
Yeah, and you don't really have to wait for the conversion. I mean, we could fake it.
Yeah.
Basically, we know what a marauder or a criminal gang member might look like based on these statistics they provide. So
Yeah, I mean, you get basic NPC stuff and all of that,
yeah,
and
Mhm.
like just be like, yeah, if these are gay, basically SEAL Team 6, they probably have like a 12 in agility and 12 in range combat, and a 12
Right.
is under fire.
yeah,
So
Exactly.
I have the XP rolls up if you want me to read them off. If you said you
yeah,
wanted to
sure.
do it. Okay, so there's the point for participation. And did you follow your moral code?
I think the doc sure did. The doc tried to rescue the cart driver.
I tried to. I
Yeah.
did not do well at it.
So,
It's
yeah, so,
the thought that matters, eh?
so there's one for me. The next one is, did you risk or sacrifice something to realize your big dream?
I don't think we got into that much detail.
Probably not here.
Yeah.
My big dream was to escape the fighting, and I think I was able to de-escalate it by telling them to surrender.
Well, for
Good
me
point.
is
Good point.
for me is show off your shooting and demolition skills whenever you can. That's all you can do in this crap sack world. I went headstrong into the fight to shoot somebody.
Oh, that's good.
So
That's worth a point. Yeah.
okay.
I'd buy that. I like yours too, Katzman. Round by you're basically like trying to de-escalate.
Yeah,
I'd say
that
that's
was
worth a point too.
clever. Did you travel?
And then,
to at least-
of course, was that Jim up on top of the hill trying to rescue your buddy too? You got a point for that, right?
Yeah, did you risk your life for your
Yeah.
buddy? That's number 6, I think. Did you travel through at least one hex on the travel map that you had not visited before?
Nope.
Yeah, no. Did you overcome one or more dangerous events using violent? Yeah, that's what the entire session was. Then of course, did you risk your life for the PC who is your buddy? And I think we covered that.
Yeah.
So it's literally just those 6 things compared to Alien, which has 9. I'm definitely going to fill in another bit of feedback that there are not enough XP requirements, and considering how expensive the XP stuff is in this game, like there needs to be more.
Take some time to get.
How much the burn the GM wants it? Like, you don't want to be like, oh god, these guys are basically already elite level over by like session 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to have a slower. I prefer myself personally a slower building up of experience over time, just because it also feels a little more believable.
Yeah, I know, but
As
the problem
opposed
is, the
to-
problem with that is that it, if this is a game where you can die very easily, which I
Yes.
don't really like at that. I mean, but that's a different can of worms. But in terms of a game where you can die so easily,
Mhm.
you probably will just rack up all this XP and then never be able to spend it.
Yeah, possibly, right?
Yes,
That would
it's
suck.
like if it is being like a slow burn campaign, like the GM just gives you like a level up point you can use to just up a skill or something like that.
That would be
Like after every 3 sessions, like to end
Right.
a 3-act thing, which is
like a freebie.
Yeah, I like that. It's more like in
Instead of
D&D where they have.
when you do that, like how some GMs, like for some systems, be like, okay, now you guys are level 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I run a Pathfinder campaign, and that's how we do it. Because tracking XP, I mean, yeah, the cleric's doing important things, but they might not score as much XP as whoever's actively fighting.
Plus, it also
Right.
helps keep everyone on the same page because you want to make sure everyone, as a GM, is like developing on the same pace. Because you don't want to have the one guy who's like lagging behind everyone else.
Yeah,
Um,
good call.
I was going to say I was actually a little disappointed that there is progression rules. I was sort of anticipating that there wouldn't be much progression at all, because that sort of fits the setting. Like, it took you 3 years and you only gain 2 skills. Unless you play 3 years in campaign, it doesn't really match the character building process for like life.
Right.
Yeah, it's true.
Man, V1.1's like level up and our skill progression system is like tectonically slow.
Yes, I remember that from earlier editions. Yeah.
If you're not good at something, you might be able to get a point or 2 in after a couple of sessions. But like if you're already good at something, expect to spend months worth of games before that skill can be improved at all.
Yeah.
That is so old school role playing. Jesus Christ. I was talking about my friend of mine about how like certain games just punish you with having the exponential XP increases if you don't focus during character generation.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's different.
But-
Like, I mean, part of the year 0 engine is really around getting those experience points up a little faster. But this version seems to seems to err on the side of slower, mainly with the cost requirement for different skills and stuff.
Yeah,
Is the cost requirement page for that?
it's not a page. There's a note in the Discord.
Yeah, it's pinned messages.
Yeah. Ed, I forget what his. I think it's just Ed, but he was one of the guys. He was the GM for the Three Skulls Tavern work in progress play test on YouTube. So he had posted those experience points.
Yeah, now I can see it. This is going to be really slow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's exponential, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're hyper focused at the beginning, you're not going to be learning much.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I had like quite a mouthful about the XP system in the notes I'm taking.
Yeah, good.
I mean, there's
It'll be
only
good
like if you only have like 12 skills, if you're just like dosing out XP, everybody's gonna be like A at all of them in short order,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
It's true.
I mean, it's time for the slow burn. I'm just kind of surprised at that. I'm like, wow. So it is going back with school exponential levels. So
Yeah. Well, I think it's in some ways, yeah. Especially if you're going to do a long campaign, I think that might be the way to go. Like I like the after a session, everyone gets a little bit sort of doled out to keep people on the same page. But I like the idea of doing a little bit because one thing about the Aliens role playing game is pretty quickly your characters become really powerful,
Yeah.
and even xenomorphs kind of struggle against you. So
yeah, basically, it basically just becomes a much more pulpy instead of horror game, and
mhm.
there's nothing really a high level party can't face.
Yeah. So it was just about striking that balance, right?
Yeah, I mean, this game is definitely made for a campaign play with the way they are slowing down the XP advancements.
Mhm. Yeah. It is interesting too. I think Ed posted some rules about you can be taught different skills, right? Too.
Yeah, you either have to use a skill from between the last time it was upgraded, or somebody with a higher rank in that skill has to teach you, which uses the manipulation skill.
Okay.
And isn't that
Cool.
for like you can learn specializations, but those have to be taught.
Yeah,
For
that I
specialties.
fucking hate. Like that is just so
Yeah.
stupid. That because here's how I phrase it. So I said this is opinion based, of course, but I strongly dislike the way specialties are earned because for one thing, what if there aren't NPCs with the specialties you want, or any NPC teachers at all, which could be an issue with certain campaign types that GMs have in mind. Also, it shouldn't require another player to learn something if there are other options, or if you can teach yourself through practice like an alien. That should change because, especially with the experience system requiring such a considerable amount of XP to get anything, you should be able to get what you want if you have the means to get it without having to rely on a PC or NPC.
I don't know. I'd go halfway. Like, I think you should be able to learn some specializations without someone to teach you, but you would have to really work at it. Like, I think, skills definitely you should be able to learn on your own. 100% agree there, but like specializations.
I'm gonna say it really depends because guess what? Like if you have a specialty with computers, there's no longer such a thing like regular power and all that shit. So how are you gonna find someone that's like has the specialty of computers or electrician and getting that going?
Yeah.
Even a musician, I can be like, yeah, the conservatory got bombed, so I'm guessing that's gonna be hard.
Well, hold on. There was an example of specialization. I don't remember what it was called, but okay. So specialties like, for example, there was killer somewhere, where you, you don't need to be taught how to kill somebody or how to be like a sociopath. Yeah, close combat. You can kill an incapacitated person outright without suffering any negative effects. You don't need somebody to teach you that. It doesn't make any sense. And then, like, for example, launcher crew.
You can get real fucked up by just killing someone, like in a battlefield.
Yeah, but it's like launcher crew, for example, that I have. You have a +1 to heavy weapons rolls for rocket launchers. I mean, if you just use it enough, then like, then you should. But if you use it enough, you become more well versed in something. I mean, so you should. I mean, somebody can teach you that, but you should be able to learn it on your own.
Yeah,
But I mean, using a rocket launcher is not going to learn. That's not going to teach you how to use something completely different.
I was going to go a different angle. Like, I think I agree that you should be able to get it, but it should be quite difficult because, like, if you think about like launcher training, you're going to be in a ton of classes that's going to make up for firing at a ton of times. You're going to read a ton of manuals, etc.
Mhm.
And you also get to learn about the magical thing in a safe environment known as backblast.
Yeah. Well, and like, yeah, you could fire it like 50 times, and yeah, you'd probably be pretty good at it after that. But you'd have to fire it like 50 times. I think, just learning it without a teacher would be like at least double the requirement.
Yeah, like if they have that option, like, well, you can try to learn it yourself, but have a penalty, or you can have somebody teach you. That would be a good compromise.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to learn that specialty right now with our 2 rockets.
Yeah, like I don't think we can learn it, but yeah, I agree. There should be like some rules, like twice or 3 times the requirement, or you need a manual or whatever.
Yeah,
Right.
disassemble it and put it back together.
Yeah,
Actually,
for sure.
List, like books as starting item you can have. If they had a rule for if you've got the manual for rocket launchers, just sticking with the launcher crew example, if you got the manual for rocket launchers and you've got a rocket launcher, and then maybe double the XP requirement. And take a shift or 2. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all things you can homebrew and
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
also like Paratrooper, I'm like, wow, that's also going to be requiring either you get it from the pre-war because holy shit.
Yeah, exactly. You're not just going to learn how to parachute thinking about it. But yeah, I mean, some of those skills for sure would require some kind of instruction from somebody who knew. I mean, maybe not always, depending on the situation, I guess. But like, yeah, when I sat in the driver's seat of an armored vehicle once, and I had no idea what button to push to start the damn thing, and how to get the power takeoff unit to work, or it was all just it would be trial and error, But through trial and error, you could potentially get somewhere.
Yeah, or if you have the manual, like that's why incorporating manuals into it would be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you also don't have a lot of free time.
Yeah, true. Thanks so much. I'm gonna sign off, but feel free to keep chatting. I'll talk to you guys. Talk to you guys later. See you on Discord.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Keep us posted if you do another campaign or any game.
Yeah, I will definitely keep you posted. Thanks, you guys. That was a blast. Love playing with you guys. Thanks.